job. I can tell that you have been practicing Give Me Five. If you look to the right side of the gym, I bet you could tell that 5th grade has been practicing because look at those leaders. Their voices are off, their feet are still, they have their hands, well they're giving 5, but they will be in their lap and their eyes are on the speaker. What a great job. Kindergarten, nice job. All right, you can put your hands down, thank you. Boys and girls, welcome back to Center Elementary. Give me a loud clap if you have had a great first day. Yeah, we have had a great start to the school year and you guys have been amazing. So every once in a while we're going to come together and we're going to celebrate the great things that happen at our school and we're going to come together as a family. And today we're going to celebrate you coming back to school. So to start every assembly, we're going to stand and say the school song. So if everyone would quietly stand up. Over the intercom. Mr. Cunningham, would you please stand? On the first day of school, Mr. Cunningham went around the building and he made us a back to school video because he is starting a YouTube channel. So I thought that would be a nice time for him to debut his channel. So we're going to take just a minute and we're going to watch Mr. Cunningham's Welcome Back to Center Elementary video. Thank you for your patience, boys and girls.
Go back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mr. C's Music Room. I think this is just my second episode. This is first day of school with Center Elementary. Please log on and subscribe to Mr. C's Music Room. All things music, all things education. Usually very, very busy on the first day is the office, but today it's pretty calm. There's Mrs. Cunningham, our fearless office lady. She gets everything together for us throughout the school year. She's a little shy. She's just giggling right now. Usually it's very crazy on the first day up here, right?
Yes, it's very.
But it's nice and calm, as you see. I think we finally got the first day figured out. So this is the lady that holds down the office all day, every day, kind of our frontline lady, Mrs. Cunningham. No relation. We're both Cunningham. But I get we're soul brother and sister, right? Soul brother and sister, very good. Now we got the nurse over here. She's hiding. Where's the? Oh, there she goes. There goes Nurse Hines. There goes Nurse Hines. She holds it down every day over here in the nurse's office. Make sure all the cuts, the scratches, the boo-boos, that they all get fixed. Always working hard. She's always got a full office. So this is where it all happens. It's in the office. We got our new principal this year, Miss Priggett. As you see, she is not in the office. Principal's a very busy job, so she's moving around. Oh, here's Mr. Hall right here. This is assistant principal, Mr. Hall. Mr. Hall, this is my new YouTube channel that we're working on here. Just doing some first day of school shots. This is assistant principal at Center Elementary, Mr. Hall. How's your first day going, Mr. Hall?
It's going great.
Going great. What do you like most about the first day of school?
Well, the excitement of the kids coming back and just how excited they are, and also the staff. We're excited to welcome them back.
Right on. Yeah, first day of school is really exciting. The kids, you would think they wouldn't want to come back to school, but they do, don't they? They're very excited to come back. Try to catch Miss Prickett, but she's been real busy today. Administrators are very busy on this very first day, so we're going to let you get on back about your business, Mr. Hall. Thanks for doing a little short interview with us.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to go here out into the school now, leaving the office. We're going to go into the teacher's lounge here. Got lots of cool stuff going on. Already got some kids out here. There goes Nurse Hines again. She's still being shy. Hey, you see, got lots of kids right here already going through the emotions, getting the routine down here on the first day of school, because that's what it's all about, getting a routine. These first few days are going to be about getting that routine down. We're coming up here on, looks like Miss Clemens' second grade class here, looking pretty good. Miss Clemens, you want to be on one of my first YouTube? This is my new YouTube channel, Mr. C's Music. Now look at this. First of all, perfect class, lined up. First day of school, already knows what to do. Probably because they got a very good, experienced teacher here, Miss Clemens. Say hi, Miss Clemens.
Hello.
Miss Clemens teaches second grade, Center Elementary. Always got one of the best, most orderly classes, because we know orderly is one of our SOAR expectations, right? And that's a big deal here at Center Elementary, the SOAR expectations. Say hi, everybody. You can wave hi. See, they know they're supposed to be nice and quiet in the hallway, so we're sitting nice and quiet. Thank you, Miss Clemens. We're going to catch up with you guys a lot this year, okay? We're going to make sure your parents get on this YouTube channel so they can see what you guys are doing all year long. Sound good? All right, see you later, Miss Clemens' second grade class. Okay, Miss Collins' class is in here working real hard. Look at that. Over there, they're working real hard. Now, you know another place where people work real hard? The teacher's lounge. There's a lot of hard work that goes on in here. I mean, so much. Look at all this hard work going on. Oh, we found her. We found our new principal. There's Miss Prickett. Miss Prickett, I'm just doing some first day of school shots. This is our new principal, Miss Prickett. How's the first day of school going for you?
It's been amazing.
It's been amazing. What do you like best about the first day of school?
That we have our students back with us.
They got back and they're real happy to be
They're
here with us.
excited and happy, ready to learn. They're doing amazing.
Incredible. In here with, now I am related to this Mrs. Cunningham. This is my wife. Got Miss Jones in here. Miss Jones, say hi.
Hello.
They're a little busy. So I'm not going to bother them too much. But you come in here to the teacher's lounge. You got lots of folks hanging out. Looks like we got lunch provided for us today. There's Mr. K. He does not look happy right now. But we go around, got lots of folks here. How's the first day of school, everybody? It's going? It's going?
It's kind of first day of schoolish.
It's kind of first day of schoolish, right? Yeah, very first day. Very first day. Now we got Mr. R over here. Mr. R, come over here and say hi. This is his first day at Center Elementary. This is for the YouTube channel. So what do you think? What do you think about Center Elementary so far? Oh, great. We're soaring. We're soaring. We are soaring. We've already talked to them all day. We got everybody talking about soaring. They're like, Mr. A, got these lunchbox. I think I'm about to get on the line. Please get on and subscribe to Mr. C's Music Room. You're going to see lots of cool things that we're doing in the music room. Lots of cool things that we're doing throughout the school. So we'll talk to you later.
Yes, a big round of applause for Mr. Cunningham for putting that together. We hope to see many more videos showing us how wonderful and positive it is to be at Center Elementary. Boys and girls, how many of you, by a show of your hands, have been talking about the SOAR expectations in your classroom? How many of you have been talking about the SOAR expectations? Okay, I'm going to give you a little test. On the count of 3, I want you to tell me what the S in SOAR stands for. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right, how about the O? And the A? And the R? And the last one, R? Responsible. How many of you have been following those SOAR expectations in your classroom? Yeah, boys and girls, over the next few weeks in the entire school year, we'll be practicing those SOAR expectations. We practiced them in the cafeteria yesterday and went over them, and we have them for every area of our building. So we have them for the hallways, which I've seen you doing this when we walk down the hallway and you're in those nice straight lines with your voices off. We have them for the restrooms so that we keep our restrooms nice and clean and that we make sure we wash our hands before we leave the restrooms and report any issues to the adults. We have them for the cafeteria, and every lunch shift talked about the SOAR expectations in the cafeteria yesterday. We have them for the playground, so at recess you are safe and that you can play and have fun but not hurt each other. And then we have them for the buses, so if you're a bus rider, you've been talking about the SOAR expectations for when you're riding the school bus so that everyone is safe. Boys and girls, we have them for all areas of our school because we want you to be safe and we want you to be good learners and stay focused, and that's why we have those SOAR expectations. So just a reminder, if you're safe, your hands and feet are to yourself. Show me that. Show me, boys and girls sitting with hands and feet to yourself. Your voices are off, eyes on the speaker, nice job. You're orderly. Whenever you're walking in the hallway, you've been doing an awesome job of being orderly. And we want to do that so that in the hallways we're quiet, so that everybody else can learn. How many of you have been working on that positive attitude? Yeah. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes school's hard. And it's hard to have a positive attitude. But if we do our very best, and that's what we give, then you're going to be okay. You're going to work really hard for your teachers and for yourself. Being responsible, I've seen this all over the building. We saw our 4th graders pull weeds on the playground, helping to keep it clean. I've seen people picking up trash in the cafeteria. We want to keep our school nice and clean and take care of it because we love our school at Center Elementary. And then finally, being respectful. I've seen this all over the building too. I heard so many pleases and thank yous in the cafeteria. I've seen it in the hallway. We've been doing a great job of following that golden rule and saying please and thank you. So students, I want you to give yourself a round of applause for your work with the SOAR expectations. I'm now going to turn it over to Mr. Cunningham, and he's going to talk about how we reward those students who are following those SOAR expectations.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Now, last year, if you were here, we learned a lot about how to soar. It was almost a whole year of a SOAR boot camp, so to speak, where we were talking about it every day. And now this year, you guys are kind of on your own with your teacher, talking about what it means in your classroom to soar. You'll be getting a lot of your SOAR lessons in your morning meetings in your classroom. We'll still do this a lot. We will still have community meetings, and we will recognize students who have been soaring all year long, every day. And we'll talk more about what it means as a school community to soar. Now, if you are soaring, and you are one of those students who is soaring every day, your teacher has your name into what we call Class Dojo. And now Class Dojo is where you can earn your SOAR coins. We've talked about this a little bit in specials classes on 0 days, but we're going to just talk about it one more time real quick. If you are caught, say doing something that is safe, or you are caught doing something that is especially orderly, your teacher will give you a SOAR coin. she could give you 2 SOAR coins for it. She could even give you all the way up to 5, 6, 7. Really, she can give you as many coins as she or he wants to give you. Those coins you collect over time, and it amounts to about every 2 weeks or so, we have SOAR Store. Now, SOAR Store, we will usually put some time at the end of specials for you to visit. What all is in the SOAR Store? Well, it's different things from time to time. A lot of times I like to have items of the month, and items of the month kind of reflect kind of what's going on during the school year, or maybe the season. Our first items of the month that a lot of folks purchased last year are our spirit items, and I still have a lot left over. Things like our spirit bracelets, our purple spirit bracelets, and our purple spirit beads, just to help you show a little extra spirit on these spirit days, Fridays, when you get to wear your spirit shirt. Other things that you can buy, all different kinds of supplies. There's pencils, erasers, I got bubbles, I got all kinds of stuff. We also do drawings about once or twice a month for bigger prizes. My first drawing, I'm actually going to have 3 prizes, and you can use your coins to purchase entries to all these drawings. My first 3 that will be up is going to be this Crazy Action Contraption by Legos, which comes with a Lego book, and it comes with a car that can be put together several different ways. Also up for drawing, I have a remote-controlled tarantula. So if you're one of those pranksters, jokesters, that might be a fun little thing to have to maybe scare mom or grandma. Not too bad, but you know, it'll be a little fun prank trick. This, you put batteries in and you control the spider and it can walk across the floor. It looks like a real tarantula, for real. And then the other thing, I also have a paint set. I have lots of paint sets that I'm going to be trying to get rid of this year. So if you are an artist and you enjoy painting, I have lots of these up for grabs this year too. That is just an example of some things that will be up. I'm taking donations throughout the year, so teachers, if you know anyone that has any prizes that they would like to donate to our school, that would be a nice big prize or even a nice small prize that we can put up for sale in the SOAR Store, just bring it in. Nothing too big, nothing too small. I accept everything. Remember, the more coins you get, the more opportunities you have at the SOAR Store to get more items, and just a better year you're going to have. We will also have quarterly celebrations. These are very big events that we have at the end of each quarter. Our first one will be in October. We don't quite know what it is yet, but we will probably let you know soon. Myself and my SOAR team will get together and figure that out. Last year we had Kona Ice come, and we had a beach party with some snow cones. Last year we also took a trip to the Boys and Girls Club and spent the whole day and had a lot of fun. I've already had people ask me this year, are we going back? I'm pretty sure we're going to go back. They love having Center Elementary at the Boys and Girls Club. So keep your eyes out, keep your ears out. I will be making announcements from time to time on what is available. And we'll see you here in a couple weeks for the first SOAR Store. All you need to do right now is build those coins up. Every time I get on Dojo, I want to see you have a high coin count. So let's get to soaring this year.
Thank you, Mr. Cunningham. And Mr. Cunningham, I'm correct in that any adult in the building can give out SOAR coins, is that correct? So you could earn them in art or music or PE, or when you were in the hallway, Mr. Hall and I can give you SOAR coins. You could earn SOAR coins in the cafeteria, so think about that. Those are great opportunities to earn your SOAR coins. Boys and girls, we're almost to the end of the assembly, but I want to talk about one more positive thing that we're doing at Center Elementary, and that is our Center Elementary shout-outs. So if your teacher or another staff member in the building sees you following those SOAR expectations, or you're working really hard in the classroom and you're working on your AR reading, or you're working on your math facts, or you're studying and practicing and doing what you need to be a great scholar, your teacher or adult in the building can give you a shout-out. The entire fourth grade got our first shout-out. Let's give them a round of applause. They were being responsible by helping take care of our weeds outside. Every Friday, starting next Friday, we will draw 2 names out of the shout-out box, and they will get a prize. They'll get to come to the office and get a prize, and we will read all shout-outs over the intercom so that you get to be heard, and we all know what the positive things you're doing for our school. So boys and girls, to end the assembly, I want to give 2 shout-outs. The first shout out I want to give is to our 5th grade students. 5th grade students, would you stand please? So boys and girls, I want you to have all your eyes on these 5th grade students. Kindergarten, look over at those 5th grade students because one day that's going to be you standing. Center Elementary, I have never seen a better group of leaders than we have in our 5th grade students this year. Every day this week, they have gone to the cafeteria to help our kindergarten students go through the lunch line. They've helped them open their juice and milk and show them how to hold their tray. Every time I've seen them in the hallway, they've been following SOAR expectations. On the playground, they can line up in less than 10 seconds. They're so good. So I want you to keep your eyes on them because they are going to be the leaders in our school. 4th grade, that's you next year. We know that all of the Center Elementary students are going to be leaders. So I want your eyes on them because I am pretty sure that every student at Center Elementary can be a leader. So let's give our 5th grade students a round of applause. Thank you, 5th grade. You may take a seat. So I have one more shout out to give. Would all staff members in the assembly please stand up? Boys and girls, your teachers and the custodians and those working in the cafeteria and mowing our grass have been working non-stop to prepare for your arrival. Your teachers come in early, they stay late, they work at home. They are working so hard to make sure that you get to come to school and be ready to learn. They're doing those lesson plans and they're planning fun activities for your classrooms. So let's give your Center Elementary staff a huge round of applause. Boys and girls, I've worked other places and I want to tell you, I think you have the best teachers on the planet. So I want you to keep that in mind because they are amazing. So finally, I want to end every assembly by us showing off our school pride. So when I say we are Center Elementary, I want you to say one team, one dream. Do you think you can do that? All right, let's try it. We are Center Elementary. One team, one dream. Oh, I don't think that was good enough. We better do that again. Ready? We are Center Elementary. Much better. After every assembly, I'm going to do that because we're going to work together and make this the best school year yet. Teachers, thank you. Would you please, at your discretion, go ahead and dismiss your classes back to the classroom. And students, let's gear up for a great week next week. Let's let kindergarten exit first so we don't lose our little ones. Thank you.